Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. I know I'm a little bit late with this message, but nonetheless, I want to wish all of you a happy new year, and I pray that 2020 will be a very blessed year for you. And I also want to remind you that New Year's is a time of new beginnings and fresh starts. And I encourage you that in 2020 that you will practice forgiveness. Okay? Now, I know some people have a hard time with that because they hold on to grudges. They won't forgive somebody for something they did wrong to them. But we got to remember, Jesus Christ should always be our role model. What did he do? When he was here on earth, he paid the ultimate price for our salvation. We crucified him, right? On the cross. Can you imagine the unbearable pain that he was in? And still, through all the pain, what did he do? He asked God, he said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do." Right? So if Jesus Christ could say that in the middle of his agony and pain, certainly we can practice forgiveness and forgive those that have hurt us. So don't bring your old luggage from 2019 into 2020. Practice forgiveness. Now, I want to share a story with you. It's kind of like my testimony. How many years ago, Jesus Christ woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning from my deep sleep to deliver a message to me. Now, I gotta tell you, back then when this happened, I was sound asleep and I was crying in my sleep. I don't know what I was dreaming, but I was crying in my sleep. And because I have a neck injury that doesn't allow me to sleep on my sides, I always have to sleep on my back. And so when I was crying, the tears were rolling into my ears, and that woke me up. And when I woke up from my deep sleep, I heard God's voice come to me in the dark room. And he said to me, "I want you to forgive all those people that have hurt you. And I also want you to ask people to forgive you for any wrong things you might have done to them." Now, when I heard that voice, I got to tell you, this was a very clear message that was coming to me in the middle of my sleep. And I knew exactly what God was trying to tell me because I had been holding unforgiveness in my heart toward people that had hurt me. And in turn, I know that I had hurt others that I never apologized to. So God was telling me, I need for you to do this. Now remember, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. The room is pitch black. My husband is laying next to me, sound asleep. And I just knew that I could not wait till daybreak to start doing what God told me to do. So I woke my husband up. I touched him on the shoulder, and I'm crying. And I said to him, "Billy," his name is William, but I call him Billy. I said, "Billy, Billy." And he woke up. He had no idea what was going on. He's like, What? And I said to him, "Billy, if I have ever hurt you in any way, if I have ever said anything to you to hurt you in any way or did anything to you to hurt you in any way, please forgive me. Now, this is kind of a odd thing to be saying in a pitch black room at 3 o'clock in the morning. But I knew I had to do it ASAP, as soon as possible. And so my husband, not fully awake, he's not understanding what's going on. And he looks at me and he says, oh, okay. Remember, he was still semi-asleep. And he said, oh, okay. And it makes me laugh because he touched the top of my head and he ruffled my hair and he said, you silly goof. And he went right back to sleep. And I went back to sleep eventually. When I woke up in the morning, that message was still in my heart. And I knew I needed to carry it through. So I went to work and I sat in my car for a while contemplating on what God had said to me that morning. And there was one co-worker of mine who still happens to be there, okay? There is this one co-worker that has always been very nasty to me, snarky, and toward me. I don't know why. I've never done anything to hurt her or said mean things to her, but she has always been that way toward me. And so as I'm sitting in my car in the morning, getting ready to go into work, and I'm thinking to myself, but God, I can't ask her to forgive me. I never did anything to her. It was her. And listen, she never once apologized to me. All the time she was nasty and mean and snarky, never once said, I'm sorry. But God was telling me, go to her and ask her to forgive you. And I did not want to do it. No way, Jose. I am not going to go to this person and ask her to forgive me. Lord, help me. And I'm hoping that God will change his mind and say, I was just teasing. But he didn't say that to me. So I had to go into work. So I just said, all right, let's see what happens. So I go to walk into my place of business. And who do you think I meet in the lobby? Of all my coworkers, who do I meet in the lobby? First thing as I walk in, it's almost as though God knew my intentions and my mind, and he does, right? And he was saying, all right, I'm not going to give you an out. You need to do what I asked you to do. So I walk in, I see her in the lobby. She's doing something at the front desk. And I couldn't say what God wanted me to say. But I walked up to her and I just took a deep breath. This is someone I don't like very well, for obvious reasons, right? And I just walked up to her. I took a deep breath and I said, excuse me. And I said her name. I said, but I want to say something to you. I said, I want to say to you that if I ever hurt you in any way or said anything mean or did anything mean toward you in any way, please forgive me. There they were. The words are out of my mouth. And she looked at me stunned. And she's like, she didn't know what to say. And she says, "Oh, okay." And I took it one step further. Although God didn't ask me to do this, I did it anyway. Once the words were out of my mouth, I gave her a hug. And let me tell you, as soon as I uttered the words and I hugged her, I felt so much lighter. It felt wonderful. So I went into my office and I started making phone calls, calling people, telling them the same message. If I ever hurt you, if I ever did anything hurtful to you, please forgive me. I called a lot of people, and to the best of my ability, because some of them had moved on, changed phone numbers, and I was not able to contact them. But to the best of my ability, I made phone calls. I got on Facebook. I left messages, same thing. All through the day, that's what I did, because I was on a quest to accomplish what God told me to do that morning. And let me tell you, at the end of the day, when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I finish reading my Bible, having my conversation with God. I felt so wonderful. I felt so light, like I was in a cloud. And all because I had unburdened myself of all that stuff that I've been carrying around with me, unforgiveness, resentment, hurt feelings. I had unburdened myself of all those things, put it at the curb, and walked away. And that's what I encourage you to do, okay? Now, I know, there's sometimes when people hurt us, right? And we're not the ones that issued the bad words. The bad words and nastiness was directed at us by somebody else. But still, don't let pride get in the way of you going to whoever you need to go to and tell them to forgive you, okay? Like I said, this woman, I really wasn't supposed to say those things to her because she was the one that was always nasty toward me. But I did not care. I was on a quest to do what God told me to do. And I encourage you to do the same thing. A new year, fresh starts, new beginnings. So if you need to make some phone calls, if you need to go ahead on Facebook, if you need to go to somebody in person and say, forgive me for what I've done, do it, okay? And you will see that you will feel so much better, so much lighter. Now, like I said, this coworker, she's still there, but with the years, I have learned to better adjust to her nastiness. And I just don't let those kind of words hurt me anymore. Of course, sometimes I don't succeed, and I do get hurt when somebody hurts my feelings, but I try not to let those things bother me and get to me. So like I said, I encourage you to go and do the same thing with people that you may know that you need to ask forgiveness of. So I hope you got something positive from this message. I hope this message touched you, resonated with you, pricked your heart, whatever you want to call it, and do what you need to do to get things right with the people you may have hurt, and even if they were the ones that hurt you, just get things right with them. Because resentment, bitterness, all those things, if they go taken care of, they will splinter families, friendships. And that is just the work of the enemy, right? So don't let pride get in the way. Anyway, wherever you are in life, wherever you are in the world, listening to this little message of mine, watching this video, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming, spending a few minutes watching these videos. And if you haven't subscribed to our Mustard Seed channel, we're just a little mustard seed ministry, I encourage you to do so. Share our videos if you think someone would get something positive from us. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, all those things that you're supposed to do. So I hope you got something from it. Listen, I would love to know, where are you from? Where are you in this world that you're watching this video? I would like to know where all of you guys are located in this beautiful world, okay? So leave me a message down below. Come back and visit with us. I try and post something at least once a week. And lastly, what I always say at the end of all my videos, I want you to know that God loves you very, very much. One more thing, I almost forgot. I'm a big thrift store shopper, okay? And I got something recently at the thrift store, and I want to share it with you. It's my mug. It says, "Expect God." I paid 49 cents for it. Expect God to move mountains in your favor in 2020 and beyond. Expect God to always be there for you in 2020 and beyond. Expect God to do wonderful things for you, open doors of opportunities for you. Expect God, okay? I wanted to share my little mug with you. And these words are not just painted on, they're actually etched in there. So expect God, okay? And come back and visit with us, okay? Let me know what you think about this video. Bye-bye, sweetie.